Hello and welcome to the Holistic Fast. We're now on day 20, almost the halfway mark. I chose this photograph that I took for my background. I took it probably a decade or so ago, and it's from Panther Meadows on Mount Shasta. And if you're, I was really inspired by the Green Books, by the Saint Germain Green Books. So there's some stories about Panther Meadows in there if you're interested to go and look at that. When I first started Body Electronics, John Ray was recommending that everybody read the first 4 Green Books, which I did, and then I went a little bit further. I don't know how many, maybe I got up to like 7 or 8, I think, something like that. But they're interesting books, and a lot of them around the Mount Shasta Ascended Masters. Yeah, they're really beautiful to read. Today we're going to talk about the mental body and specifically accessing the mental body. So I'm going to read a little bit from my booklet. This one, Body Electronics, get it so you can see it. Body Electronics Experience. It's just, I like to make things, like I said earlier in the fast, I like to make things simple so people can really get to the core of things and then move it from there. So this is called Transmutation of the Mental Body, Applying the Laws of Light. When transmutation, and in brackets, embracing, intensifying, forgiving, loving, changing consciousness, brackets, occurs within the emotional body, we gradually gain access to the mental body. At the emotional level of pain, we begin to see duality along with our judgments to both sides. So it's like, a judgment is formed in a duality. The level of pain, and in brackets, and access to the mental body, is in direct relation to where on the 7 times 7 we are. At this point, we may access the violet flame, an electric pranic force within, making it possible to transmute within the mental body. First, we encompass the viewed duality, see both sides. So if you find one side, then you look to find the other. Become aware of the violet flame and direct its power for the purpose of transmutation. Beyond the violet flame of transmutation is a threefold flame, the light vibrations of love, which is pink, light, which is gold, and perfection of power, which is blue. This heart flame resonates from the source within us all. It is within all life. Accessing, being in harmony with this light, requires the emotional body and corresponding nervous system, in brackets, cerebral spinal flow, to be open and clear. This is the work. And I put work in capital letters. The universal fail-safe is we cannot access this level until much of the emotional body has been actively transmuted. Higher consciousness is realized from the bottom up, physical, encompassing all in love, energy of, within the emotional body, eventually accessing greater levels of the mental body, where one may choose to encompass the self-created patterns of resistance that then lead to the spiritual components of life. Encompassment of duality is applied, holding both sides with focused concentration, while accessing and directing the violet flame until equanimity is experienced. The duality being observed will gradually become one. You'll see like they'll become a oneness. There won't be, the two sides will become one. In harmony once again when fully transmuted. And I put here, read Logic and Sequence Book 3, page 532. But of course, those books need to be read in order, book 1, 2, and 3. So that's, there's 999 pages in the Logic and Sequence series. You can find that on previous posts that I have done in the Holistic Fast. And this is a quote from John Whitman Ray. Do not let the focus on the outer interfere with continual inner introspection and appropriate change in consciousness. So that's a very, very, very brief introduction to the emotional body, or to the accessing of the mental body. One of the things I wrote it in the post, but one of the things I want to make clear is remember that you can access the mental body at each level of the 7 at the level of pain. So unconscious pain, apathetic pain, griefy pain, fearful pain, angry pain, painful pain. When we get to painful pain, we are really aware of the mental body. It becomes very, very well just comes into our awareness. And it's something that happens naturally in the transmutation process. And like I mentioned there, that's a universal fail-safe, because you cannot get to higher consciousness unless you have traversed the emotional body and done a really good job in transmuting anything less than unconditional love. So we have to be able to connect in with that unconditional love to get to the mental body, to get access to the mental body. By visualizing and, practicing a visualization, or, putting the light around you, that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is accessing the flame, the transmuting power, that violet fire, that sometimes in body electronics we call it the fire of Kundalini, but it's beyond that too. It's like, it's where it takes it to this next level. And we have this, this internal awareness. Our internal awareness is interacting with the violet fire. And we have, it's almost like, well, it's not almost, we have here's the principle that applies is let it happen, make it happen, and bring those two things together. So when you access the violet flame, it's really burning away the judgment. It is burning away the duality. And you'll literally, it's like an electromagnetic pulse. And as that violet flame is doing its job of transmuting the judgment, what we have held in the mental body, that duality will come closer and closer and closer together. And it's a very, very, very beautiful thing. And consciousness change is felt, it's seen, after we have a huge mental transmutation, we will see that in our externalized world. We'll see that greater level of freedom that happens naturally as we move through these layers and levels that need to be released. So we'll talk about it further in another upcoming day. I mentioned the ORRR in a previous day. That means observe, receive, recreate or re-experience, and release. So we're going to talk about that further, because that applies to the emotional body as well as the mental body. So I think I'll leave it there. It's a very, very big topic. I just wanted to touch on it, and we'll go into it deeper in the days to come. Thank you very much for watching.